Hi.
Hey guys.
This better be good.
My last question was about makeup, so I don't think I can top that. But I think there's a certain expectation that actors have to be perfect and that you guys don't make mistakes. So I know that you guys are human, and I was wondering if you had any advice for people who constantly fuck up?
Stop.
People looking for direction.
Mine is the opposite. You can't stop. I mean it. Y'all are all going to make a mistake this week. A mistake. I had a funny conversation with my psychiatrist where I was concerned about like messing up my kids. I was like, man, I'm afraid I'm going to do something that's going to stick with them.
You are.
And that's exactly what he said. He's like, you will. I was like, that's not support. Like, that's not reassuring. I was like, the point is hopefully you have a mindset where you'll look at whatever you did that you consider as a mistake, and figure out why you try and figure out why. I guess like try and figure out where it came from and the why. So forgive yourself. Because you deserve it, Abby.
However, don't just forgive yourself and then continue doing the same thing and forgiving yourself. Learn from your mistakes. Learn from your mess ups. Teach yourself constantly. Okay, hi.
Hello again. So my question is, I read that Jensen, you had
Not a question.
scene. Okay, let me begin again. Preface. Jensen, I read that you had a scene where Sam was dying and you held Jared after the scene was called cut and continued to cry. Is that true? And then is there a scene, Jared, that you filmed where you felt the same way after cut was called?
I mean, yeah, it's true, but I wasn't crying. I just had something in my eye. So I don't really know if that's applicable.
Not really.
It was really dusty that day in that particular scene.
It wasn't when I died. It was season 4. For you, mine was season 1. Mine was Croatoan. I was still learning how to figure it out. The scene in Croatoan where Sam thinks he's infected and useless, dying, dead. That hit me for whatever reason and stayed with me. Since then, I don't think it's necessarily happened, but there are a few times where you feel like it's going to take over, right? Because you get, I think, speaking for both of us, we care about Sam and Dean just as much as you guys do, right? So if Sam and or Dean are going through something, we try to make sure that we give them these characters the gravity they deserve. So sometimes it kind of, your brain doesn't, I don't know if there are other actors and stuff out there, but if you get yourself to a point where you're crying, even if you're pretending, your brain doesn't really know, like, oh, they're just acting. Like, you're still at that point where you feel...
Well, you subconsciously know that this is not real, but your body is, because you're telling essentially your body to feel this emotion, and your body reacts accordingly. Your body doesn't know that it's not real. So it's interesting, but you brought up an interesting point where we care so deeply about these characters as well that it probably feels when you watch the show and you see these characters going through something very dramatic, very emotional, I would imagine that has an effect on you. So when we read this and when we're portraying these characters, it has an effect on Jared and Jensen. And so I guess we just kind of use that and embellish on it a bit to then portray the emotion that the character needs. That being said, so yeah, there is real emotion in there that lives inside of us. It's not just the character's emotion. So sometimes when you get to a certain point, it's hard to turn off. And when they yell cut, that you can't just tell your body, okay, cut, we're done, stop. Whether you're shaking or you can't catch your breath or whatever it is, your body's reacting the way you're telling it to, and that's it can be tough.
When do you feel like when do you feel like in performing Dean's lines, it took over you the most? I know when I think you did, but I wonder if it's the same as you think. I think it was, well, I don't want to, I have my idea.
I have two. I have two that come to mind immediately. One is when I'm telling you about my experience in hell.
Yes, that's when I saw it. On the Impala. That's what I was going to say.
Yeah, like, that one probably.
You got up and kind of like shook it off. You're like,
I had to take a walk. I had to like go walk it off. So it can get to a point where it's like that. I think that I think he and I have both gotten better at dipping in and out of that than we used to be, or turning it on and off. But there's still some crossover. You know, it still gets the best of you sometimes. So.
Thank you.
Thank you.